I am live. All right. Hmm? Uh, Nugget. I guess Nugget's making an appearance. Come here. Okay, well. Interruptions. Okay, what am I doing? I've got my music playing. It's a bit loud. There we go. That's better. And then I need to get my app running. Cool. All right, we are doing a remix app. And with Prisma, so let's go localhost 3000. That's going to bring it up. So there's a couple things that I wanted to play around with before we did much further development. I want to look at this ERD diagram generator. And some of the other cool stuff, because I want it to automatically generate an image like this based on my Prisma setup. So let's look at that. Let's see over here. Burp, burp, burp. Let's bring over my editor. It looks like my editor styles have changed. Oh, maybe not. Maybe so. I'm not positive. But let's see. Go in here. We're going to open up the terminal. We are going to paste in that command and install a couple of dependencies, Mermaid and this Prisma ERD generator. And I think with this generator ERD, I think that's all I'm going to have to do. If that's it, that's going to be pretty sweet. So, generator client, okay. And I guess I do another generator here for the ERD. Yo, Ben, what's going on? Do you know much about ERD diagrams? Because they're pretty sweet. Essentially, I've got my Prisma file that's going to be where I define all of my database models and schemas and relationships. And then an ERD diagram, I think it stands for like entity relationship diagram. So the diagram I threw on there was a bit redundant, but nonetheless, it would essentially generate something that looks like this. So I've got people and dogs, right? And there's a relationship between the two, and that one is the owner, one is the subject or the pet. And yeah, it builds this like relationship where you can see this looks like, yeah, I guess you would see the types of relationships you have. Anyway, I just want to see if I can set this up, because my thought is if we can have this generate and print out to the code base, then anytime that you change your Prisma file, it would generate that file for you. So let's try that. npx prisma generate. Oops, generate. No, generate. And I'm curious to see what this actually does. Environment variables loaded, Prisma schema loaded, downloading Prisma engines for Node API. Okay. how's the music volume today? It's hard for me to tell. Feels like it's low. I'm gonna bring it up a bit. Something like that. Okay, so this is just like taking forever. What's the next thing I want to do? Well, aside from that, there was that one other sort of Prisma related package that I'm really curious about. So we're using Zod, which is a validation library that you can basically take an input and parse that input against a validation schema that you create, and if that input corresponds, or what is it? If that input matches the validation schema that you define, then you have no problem and you know that that input's good. But where it's interesting is if the input doesn't match the schema. So for example, let's say you want something to be a number and you get a string, or you want an object that has some required parameters. You can define all those things as required and then pass in some input, like say a request payload, and it will validate against it. Now, the reason why I think this is particularly interesting is because almost always when you have a database model, you want to generate, you're going to want to like insert or update that database model at some point. That's the whole point of a database. And you end up recreating the sort of schema in two places. One in the database, like schema definition, and one in the actual validation library definition. So what's up, Stony? Yeah, so this should ideally generate both the database schema and the validation schema based on the database schema. Interruption. Mwahahaha. Yeah, I'm super easy to interrupt. We got a couple things going on, Stony. It sounds like you're a little bit late to the party, but we're trying to generate an ERD diagram based on our Prisma schema. And it just doesn't look like it wants to work. So let's try that one more time. Prisma generate should run this generator based on the Prisma ERD generator. And I think I want to do another generator here. So I'm going to yeah, 8 minutes late. Come on now. No, I didn't even announce it today. I just decided to come on. So let's try this one as well. Let's do another terminal and say npm I, that's Zod Prisma. And we're gonna generate this other Prisma generator. Oh shoot, Austin's in a stream, I gotta go. They'll understand. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We've got the thing installed. We can close down this terminal. And then we're gonna add this other generator here. Oops. Whoa. Doesn't like all that. This line is not a valid definition within a generator. Sure it is. Just doesn't like this. The directory, yep, just doesn't like comments. Okay. So what is a valid comment? That's kind of wild. Okay. Default, create and export both plain and related models. Sure. And then Pascal case, okay. Model suffix, sure, we can keep model. Oops. Use decimals. False is the default. I don't know what that is. Um, so what are these generator thingies? I have not seen them yet. I honestly don't know. This is my first time going with it, but what these generators seem to do is run some sort of logic. It probably sounds like a Prisma plugin. So a Prisma plugin that is configurable in your Prisma schema and then generate some sort of output based on probably some context that they provide to you. So I'm gonna turn this one off because this one doesn't seem to be working. So let's see if we can get this one to work. They hook in with the Prisma generate command. And there we go. So, okay, interesting. This one actually did work. So that's what's used to generate the Prisma schema, or the Prisma client. But in addition to that, we've also had our Zod files generated. Unfortunately, it's all generated as TypeScript, which is not it's not exactly what I want because I don't think JavaScript would know how to import this person model. Although I can use JS docs to import the type or the interfaces. That's kind of annoying. Is camera mirrored now? Camera is not mirrored. It's now how it's supposed to be. That's right. Yes, you can read text on a piece of paper. For example, if I were to hold something like this up, you should be able to see it. We had some fun with that yesterday. Or on the last stream. Ah, that's unfortunate that this only generates Zod Prisma. How can I use it to generate just not TypeScript? Importing helpers, examples, roadmap. Well, that'll be something to check with them. Okay, let's see if we can get this ERD. The turd was funnier. It was. Phil's, I don't know if Phil's and I have the same level of trust in our relationships that I can attack Phil's. But I know that with you, everything's fair game, so. Okay, let's see. Let's try this generate command one more time. Let's see if we can get this to generate an actual ERD file. Hopefully. I can mess with them too. Okay. I mean, I feel like, honestly, you're probably both two different personalities in the same body because you all are always on at the same time. You're all working from the same computer at the same time. I don't even know if you're not some AI that's designed off of Reddit comments or something like that. Okay, what are we doing? This is not going to work, so that's fine. I'm gonna leave that out for now. I wanted to just play with that. But for the time being, let's see if we can actually build something. Okay, where did we leave off last time? We don't need that, we don't need that, don't need that. Here's our app. Last time we did a lot of cleanup work and what did we do? Yeah, we got these things fixed quite a bit. Ah, that's right. What we're going to do today is get into some SVG stuff. So let's go to IcoMoon. And I want to go to IcoMoon app. I think that's what I want. Or tools, design, icons. Give me one moment while I pull up my favorite icon stuff. Okay, so we've got a few here. We've got icons. We've got icon duck. We've got glyphs.fyi. And we've got icon blender. So I think the one that I want to work with is well, there's also Iconify, right? Iconify. Yeah. So here I could go to like phosphor icons and I should be able to like just click and download one of, nope. SVG framework. What's this? So that's if I wanted to inline an icon. This is not what I want though. I don't want to do this with JavaScript or components or things like that. I think I just need some icons. So let's do a search, right? Let's do a search for something like, what is it? Magnifying glass. Search. Magnifying. Did I spell that right? That doesn't look right at all. Magnifying glass. We'll take, yeah, a super basic one like this. Snippet, SVG, symbol is what I want. Oh, look at this. Iconify, JSX, view component, all of these are great. I think if I copy the Iconify, that just puts it right in there, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I need to know, Phils and Stony, do y'all like, are y'all in the same room? Because I understood that Stony was like SSHing in, but then how do you know when he laughs? So tired of this line. Microsoft data SQLite exception, foreign key constraint failed. Can't say that I've run into that one too much. So what I want is this SVG symbol, I think. That is what I want, yes. So I need to go to my root. But how do you know when he laughs? I need to build a icon library, essentially. I'm going to cheat and use one from, oh geez, is my mouse dying again? There we go. From icomoon, let's just do this house thing. Let's go to the generate. Let's go to get code. That is my symbol definition. No, I want, how do I do this again? I don't want to enable quick use, although that's pretty dang cool. That is awesome. There we go. Symbol defs SVG. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, got my symbols definition. I think there's probably an easier way to get that next time, but we are going to put that down there. I think I may I may want to turn this into a component. Let's do that. Let's do svg symbols.jsx, and let's do export default a function svg called svg symbols. Doesn't take any parameters. It's just going to return some JSX like that. Okay, let's get rid of that one. Let's go back to the root. It's going to make more sense why I'm doing all this in a moment. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I need, yes, this symbol over here. And I need my actual SVG maps to map to a bunch of things. So, whoop. So I think what I want to do is build an SVG library that I can export the names. So I can export the names so I can then easily use them. Yeah, this is going to be my SVG library. So this main thing is going to export the actual definitions. So I need to put this here. It's going to have an ID of whatever. We're going to call this icon magnifying glass, right? And then I actually want this to be part of the named exports. So we're going to say export, and I think I can do something like that, can't I? Or is that not how you can do it? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Export const magnifying glass. That's going to be the name. Equals something like that, right? So then those are aligned. I'm gonna have to think about this, think this through for a minute. And then I'm going to want like an SVG component as well. Behind your screen so I could kill the connection if needed. Yeah. Do you know when your launch date is for that project? Okay. All of this because essentially I need that thing down here somewhere. So scroll restoration scripts, we're going to put it right here. SVG symbols. That just got auto imported. Thanks, VS Code. I'm going to tack on the JSX extension there. Tomorrow. 4 years ago is when you started? Like, when can I just switch to using that instead of YouTube? Okay, so we've got our symbols, which means for me to actually use it, let me also steal the definition somewhere. I don't need you. It might be icons. Icon symbol. No. Get code. So to actually use it, right? This is how I would use it. Oops. Probably shouldn't have closed that. That's okay. Okay, now I've got my thing. Class, icon, icon home. This is actually going to be something more like magnifying glass. Okay, let's see if we have that at least hooked up correctly. I don't see it. That's because style prop expects mapping. Oh, that's because we've got some styles. Probably here. Yep. Okay, style is going to be position, absolute, that's fine. Okay. Right, and I think that that needs to be an object. So we'll put that in as an object. There we go. Cool. Did we get that right now? There it is. Awesome. Looks like but that's okay because I still need to add styles to my project for these icons. And once again, Icomoon had it set up really nicely. So let's open that up one more time. Icomoon app. We select our first thing, we go to generate, we get the code, we add our styles. Gosh, my mouse is really lagging right now. There we go. Right, we get the styles, we come over here, and we open up our CSS file somewhere right here, I think. No, down at the bottom. After all of our utility classes. There we go. Look at our stuff. There it is. Great. Looking good. It's looking great. Cool. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of this because this is going to just implement the symbols. We don't have to worry about it. Now, I can get rid of this little O thing, right? So now from an accessibility perspective, this should now read as little, whoa, what do we got here? Did you mean, I guess that's a JSX thing. Okay, let's see what we got. Everything's looking good? No. All of these JSX specific things. Where is it? The X link. That's going to be here. Okay. Okay. So, illegal streaming website. Fun around, so moved from Laravel to Node.js with React. So let's continue to start with C#. So you rewrote your app 3 times. That's awesome. Okay, now we have this little component, right? We want to componentize this one. So I'm actually going to take this, and we have our default export being the actual path definition. Now I'm going to export const svg SVG. I want to say icon, but I'm just going to say like app SVG. Is actually going to be export function. App SVG is going to be another React component that is going to return what we just had. So we're going to take app SVG. We're going to come up here. We're going to import it somewhere way up here. Actually, I don't love it here. Let's take this. Burp. Yeah, let's take that. Let's go to our components. Let's add a new component called svg.jsx. We're going to do that. I guess we'll just call it export function svg. Export default function svg. Should look something like this, right? Yeah. I want to also make this a React component. So the props that it needs are going to be the icon or the href. Which is a string. And this is going to take some props. One of them is going to be icon, one of them is going to be href. Is it being funny because it's like this? There you go. Icon is defined, but it's never used. What type is icon, though? No, it doesn't know what icon is. Ah, that's because I need to import React. Right. There you go. There we go. Now we know what icon is. Icon is not any. Icon is a type of string. Come on now, give it to me. Still doesn't know. That's fine. Okay, so now we're going to say that with this icon, with this href, we want to pass these here. So icon and href can actually be the same thing. We're going to say class name, and we're going to say that classes equals, we also need the class name off of here. Really kills me that React doesn't just pass through props like class name. Class name is going to be that. We're going to set this to classes. And we are going to modify these. So we're going to say if icon, then classes dot push. We're going to do icon, and then actually do that with a template literal. We're going to say icon, and then icon dash dash, and whatever the icon name is. So we don't need that. Otherwise, I'm going to set href to default to an empty string. Icon is going to default to an empty string. And here we're going to say classes is, yeah, sure, href, why not? So that'll be an empty string. Those will join, those will be added. Class name icon class name. Nah, see, you know what I don't like about that though is if you do it that way, you end up with an empty space after icon, which I don't love. And the reason why we're doing an icon in href, you can use string interpolation. Yes, but I don't want to have that empty string. Now we are missing one thing here, is Here we're going to do href equals equals what? Equals what? If we have an icon, we're going to set it to, pound icon, or we're going to set it to href perfect. And then we'll switch this out with the href. What a disaster. I love it. Stoney, you're too good to me, you know that? Class name is name. Why is this not working? Oh, is it because I have to call it like a... Oh, that's so dumb. Alright, fine. I see how it is. We're gonna say const svg equals... There you go. Now you know what this is, right? Don't you, if I remove that? Come on. Type checking. There you go. Yes, it knows it's a string. Great. We'll still set it to an empty string nonetheless. Okay, there's my SVG component. So now here I can input or import SVG. And we can come back down. Where were we? We can come back down here and say that we are going to import that SVG. Now, I want the icon to equal, and then here we need it to be something. And I want that type not to be a string. I want that type to be magnifying glass, right? We are definitely over engineering a lot of this right now. Class, did I mean class name? Where did I put in my SVG? Do I still have class in here somewhere? I don't. Where is that? SVG, yeah, I fixed that. Okay. Class equals. Hello? Ah, that's the problem. Haha, why didn't y'all tell me that I was being a silly little goose? We need to actually export it from here as well. Let's take this, let's change that to SVG. Cool. All good in the hood. Classes.push is not a function. Oh, maybe that's what you meant. Oh no. What did I do, Stoney? Okay, I see where my problem is. Yep. We need to change that, throw that down here. There we go. Kind of, there we go. We are not going to have extra spaces because when I look at source code where the class equals something and then there's always like undefined and there's always like a space, no way. We are building this for my dog, Nugget, and Nugget deserves better than that. Okay, all right. What's next? Let's look at the code. We want to, actually, it really annoys me that this socket thing is all messed up. So let's stop that. Let's try reloading. And then that should load in a moment. So now our little icon thing is looking good. And I'm actually pretty proud of some of the components that I'm building on this project. I also feel like, yeah, that's fine. Cool. And it's broken. Awesome. Where is my SVG, please? It's in there somewhere. Let's search. What do we got? We've got button. We've got the magnifying glass. We've got that in there kind of incorrectly because I think what do I think? I think I've got it. No, I've got it named correctly. Icon magnifying glass. I think what I've got is my SVG here. This actually needs to be icon dash and then whatever the icon name is. Yep, there it is, fixed. Bring Nugget on camera. He tried to come in earlier. I'll bring him on. I'm on a roll right now, so I'm gonna try and keep going. Okay, so we've got that. Now, next thing is, what if instead of having this visually hidden thing, what if we just added the label to that, right? What if we were like, cool, we can have an icon, we can have an href, we can have a label equals nothing, and then let's go here and let's actually copy this stuff. So we can do like that and then put this span here and say label and class name is visually hidden. Throw our label in there like that, right? What's it complaining about? Expected that. I got that. No, I think we're good there. You still complaining? Or just an old red squiggly? Just an old red squiggly. Cool. So then we can take this and we can say, hey, your label is going to be that. Or maybe that could even be like the children, right? Like search owners. What do we feel? No, I like it better as the label because I don't want to necessarily render the children like inside of this visually hidden span, just in case. Cool. So let's see what we've got now. We have you're surprised. Oh, Nugget is a dog, Stony. He's happy as long as I give him treats. Cool. So we've got our little visually hidden thing. That's great. I'm going to be super nitpicky and actually put this label first, which has absolutely no impact on the results, but makes me feel better. And let's see. Okay, so our icon is working. Now, what did I want to do? That's right. I want to give it better type definitions because I want to have IntelliSense when I actually use it that it can say, hey, I know which icons are available and I want to give that information to you. So what are we going to do here? I'm going to create something that maps the icon name to the symbol here and then like maps over it. So let's try this. We're gonna go const I could do it with an object. I think I'm gonna do it with an object. Const SVG map is going to be this object where we're going to say magnifying glass. Magnifying glass should actually be like magnifying dash glass. Is going to be this symbol. Something like that, right? Cool. Probably going to look like but then we can do a for each or a for thing in, right? And just like put it in here. Ooh, you know what I'm going to call this is defs. I like that better. So then down here, I'm going to do some ugly React code and say for const def in defs Hey. No. Just add the space there. And I want to put something there. I want to put def. Is this going to work? Something like that. Can you not loop over stuff in React, or do I have to use a map? Is that the only way? Probably the only way. Let's see. React iterators map. Lists and keys. Map iterator undefined. Inside the HTML return, you need to map. Bleh. That's annoying. All right, well in that case, I am going to say boo to that. Well, all right, fine. We'll add a two-dimensional array, because why not? There we go. Two-dimensional array, right? We've got this thing. We've got that, the key and the value, and we're going to say defs.map ID and content, sure, why not? And then this is going to return. Essentially, I need to just put the content in there. I actually don't need the IDs, but I will need those later. So I'll just make my life easier. Back to a map, back to an object, and we'll say for, let's see, we're gonna say object.keys, no, object.values, values of defs map. We've got the symbol, please. And then we're basically just going to return that symbol as HTML, which I think means I need to use like React create thing. Or can I just put the symbol straight in as HTML? Didn't think so. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to output this symbol as an array, or like each symbol that I put in this definition, I'm going to put here. Okay, so I need React create element, I think. So we're gonna go import from React, oops, create element. Oh, that's not gonna work. I want to just put okay. Let's try this. Dangerously set enter HTML, right? picks the right path to put inside the SVG. You can pass an argument that picks the right path to put inside the SVG. Not sure what you're trying to say, but I think I want dangerously set inner HTML to the object values defs dot join. Ah, okay. Am I simultaneously streaming to YouTube? I think I am. Okay, cool. We've got our definitions coming in, right? Because that's going to the magnifying glass, which is coming in. Right here is my SVG. There's my defs. There's my symbol. Cool. Great. Looks good. So we can get rid of this now. Oh, thanks, Ollie JT. Glad to have you here. Did Twitch exempt me from the 24-hour rule? I don't know. And I think I actually have probably a better idea here is if this was actually just a JSX component, like a React component that returns JSX like that. Well, this is fine. All right. Yeah, come by next time. I'll be here on Monday at 1:30 Pacific Standard. But thanks for hanging out while you were here. Really appreciate that. So we're putting in just plain HTML. I'm wondering if this maybe would have been better as a JSX element. Regardless, that's kind of besides the point. What I want to do next is actually export a type definition. So I'm going to say, we're going to say at type def. And this is going to be whatever, SVG icons, icon names. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Yes, I will be slowly transitioning to probably only. Is it as a partnership or just as a affiliate or whatever? That's good to know, regardless. But I want to get just the keys of this defs object. So the way we do that is, I think there's just, key of defs should mean SVG icon names. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know. I will try and do that before I get in trouble. Now, this little doodad here, we need to import the icons. This is actually, we're going to want this to be a union. So this is going to be a type of import from SVG symbols and SVG icon name. So now icon name right now can only be magnifying glass, which means when I use this, we know that it's magnifying glass. If I change this to glasses, I should have seen a little red squiggly there. And it does give me the IntelliSense, so. Well, I'm sure that Twitch has given me the exemption because of my cute dog. Okay, getting down to some serious business now. Sweater's coming off. Cool, so we have type definitions, which means if I wanted to add another icon to my library, what's a good icon? Tempted to add Nugget's Instagram link, but I don't know about that. Maybe we can find one for like a dog. Dog, there we go. Oh, it's a cute one. Let's zoom in. Which one do we like? Who in the chat wants to pick an icon for me? Tell me the row and column number, and I will use that icon next. Are we going color? I'm not going to pick a hot dog, by the way. I do kind of like this one. Oh, it's super nice, Stony. Thank you. How about this dog? How about this dog? It's a pretty good dog. I wonder if we can do like dog. Let's see, copy the symbol. And then can we do like bird? There are some birds. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so with that, I should be able to come to these symbols and say, hey, I have this symbol that's like a magnifying glass. I have this other one that's a dog, right? And then that's going to be this symbol. Whoa. Right? And then I should be able to go to my pet IDs and do something like, now I don't want this to be magnifying glass. I want this to be dog. And we do see that both of those are there. But if I do this like bird, why is that not? Oh, you know what? I might have my ESLint turned off. Is that it, maybe? No, ESLint is turned on. Is TypeScript off? TypeScript is definitely on. Don't know why I'm not getting the little red squigglies, but either way, I can see that this should tell me what is available. So that's nice for an SVG library. So now if we go back to the project, reload, we don't see the dog. Why do we not see the dog? I see icon dog, I see icon dog. That's because I didn't name it correctly. That's because this is the wrong ID. There you go. Yeah, unfortunately I can't like automate the process of making sure that these two are in sync without manually setting them. That should also be icon-dog. There you go, now it's working. Okay, cool. That's ready. This should actually be, the icon should be magnifying glass. Cool. I'm feeling pretty good about that. We did all that within 1 hour. That's awesome. Well, that's not even including all the ERD stuff I was messing around with. Okay, I think the next thing I'm gonna have to figure out is this image situation for image uploads. So I don't have an object storage solution set up yet, but we don't need that just yet, so we can get started on this. Let's go to create dog, right? We've got name and we've got type. We've got optional birthday we're gonna put on here. Type is birthday, label, birthday, ID, birthday, type, date. Very nice, GitHub Copilot, proud of you. Required is not true. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now, I need a photo. The photo, so let's see, what have we got? Classes, about, options, label, name, right? Name is a photo, should be lowercase. ID, photo, label, photo, type, file. Let's see what this is going to start looking like. Cool, looks kind of like butt. Looks really bad, doesn't it? And that's because, that's annoying. Okay, a couple things we got to fix on our input here. Couple things we can fix on this. I can make this 100% width, 100%, then it looks a little bit better. And I can say border 1 pixel solid, so it matches the others a little bit better. I'm actually okay with this. This might be a nice, easy approach. Okay, let's do that. So I want to inherit some of the styles that these have as well. This needs that and padding of 0.25 rem. Yeah, let's do it. That's looking good to me. I like that. Easy way for me to do this, I think, is going to be to just add these classes, the Tailwind classes on here. So I'm going to do the ones that I need. So we need width, full. They're not Tailwind classes, actually. So let's do border. That should add that one. And then padding of 0.25 rem, right? Radius, let's go P4. Okay, reload that. We kind of don't quite have it right. I think we are missing the padding. We're missing the padding and the width. So styles. Let's see, under the border, we're gonna go border radius, padding, we need one for padding 4. That's gonna be 0.25 rem. We need one for the width, or I guess the inline size is what we want. Inline size full, cool. I'm going to rename these. Instead of inline size, they're going to be IS and BS. That way we have max IS and whatever BS. Inline size full here, you're going to be renamed to IS and block size full is BS full. Cool. Okay, last thing I need is I have my IS full, which is my inline size full, and instead of width, inline size. There we go. File input looks good. So now I need to process this. All right, let's get into processing images. To do this, I need create to actually be enc type, form enc type, something like that. Enc type of multi-part form data, multi-part form data, something like that. Wonder if I can get the IntelliSense help here. Yes, multi-part form data. Wrote it wrong. There you go. Enc type of multi-part form data. So the question is, how do we handle multi-part form data in Remix? Multi-part. Oh, that was it. How do I handle multiple forms? No. Although that's a good question. Probably not a... Yeah. But type hidden. Name is action. Interesting. Co-locate the UI. We find option 1 to be the simplest because we don't have to mess around with sessions to get validation errors back to the UI. HTML buttons can send a value, so the easiest to implement this is setting the action to create or delete. That's an interesting approach. Might have to check that out, but not today. Multi-part form data. Multi-part form data. Okay, that's the only thing that I see. Unstable parse. Okay, allows you to handle multi-part forms, file uploads for your apps. Would be useful to understand the browser file API to know how to use this API. It's to be used in place of request.form data. Okay. For example, we'll look at this deeper next. Okay. Looks like this is what I'm going to want. All right, Stony, we'll catch you in a bit. So on this create, where we send multi-part form data, essentially we do this. So I'm going to stop this action from happening. And we're going to say unstable. Okay, so is that going to come from... Where does this come from? It's got to come from somewhere, right? HTTP helpers, JSON, redirect, unstable multi-parse form data. So that must come from here. Unstable, create file uploader. Okay. It seems like this is an unstable tool to be using, but we can work with this. Okay, so we've got our file. We've got our upload handler. It's the key to the whole thing. It's responsible for what happens to multi-platform data parts as they are being streamed from the client. You can save it to disk, store it in memory, or act as a proxy to send to somewhere else, like a file storage provider, which is probably what we will be doing. To create upload handles for you. Create file upload handler, create memory upload handler. Okay, these are fully featured utilities. So right now we want this file upload handler. So we need this upload handler. Okay, cool. I think we're doing some stuff. We are doing some stuff. We are going to write to the system, the file system. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I think what I need is this create file upload handler. Okay, so we have the built-in create file upload handler and memory upload handler, and we also expect more upload handler utilities to be developed in the future. If you have a form that needs to use different upload handlers, you can compose them together with a custom handler. Why would I need composition is my question. Standard file uploader. Okay, so I think upload handler would be this little doodad here. And create file upload handler comes from remix node. And I just need to give it a directory. Public calendar events. Sure, why not? Let's see where we are with this, the form data and the body. Console log form data and body. All right, so got our form. I'm gonna choose a file. I'm gonna upload a picture of my face. Put in a name. I guess we don't need to do anything else. We're gonna add that. I guess we do need to do something else. Oh, but I didn't return anything from the action. Duh. So we need to return null. Annoying. And so if I do something, something, picture of my face, and add the doggo, we get a network request. We get a response of null. We do get something working. We get the form data. This is awesome. Ha! Oh my goodness. Did it actually write that to disk? It should be in something like calendar events. Doesn't look like it did though. Dogs, public calendar events. So it should be actually in something called, oh, it did, public calendar events. Look at that, that's awesome. There's a picture of my face. There's another picture of my face. That's rad. 2 pictures of my face uploaded with Prisma. Let's go. Cool. Let's do public uploads. Sure, we'll do that. Okay, what happens if I upload two of the same files with the same name? It looks like they actually get they get custom names, which is good because then they don't conflict. That's pretty awesome. Okay, cool. So we've got file uploads. And we've got the rest of the form data on there as well in the shape of name, dog, type, birthday, awesome. So, which means I can, I think, leave this how it was, create this dog entry, and then now I need to do something else. I need to create a what do I need to do? I need to create a database entry that maps the file to the dog. Which means we need a new database entry, new database model. So let's go to our Prisma. Let's go to the schema. And what can we do? We can modify pets so that they have like a string for the URL, but I don't think that's what I want to do. Because I think I may have files that exist in different places. So I'm going to create a new model. Let's see, don't need this stuff anymore, right? Burp, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. We can leave that. All this stuff I think we can get rid of. And what I want is I've got user, I've got person, I've got pet. I think I want one called like uploads. So model upload. Yep, it's pretty much going to be the ID, the name, the URL. Gosh, GitHub Copilot is good. Let's see what other information we get from that. URL is going to be fine. File path, size, type. Those would probably be good pieces of information. So the size and the type, if we get it. Let's go size, int, sure. Type, string, sure. Okay. Now I need to create a relationship between pets and uploads, and this is going to be a one-to-one or a one-to-one relationship. Yeah, Stony, you saw that, right? File uploads working. It's great. So one-to-one relationship, right? There's another thing that I want to deal with here while we're at it, and that is the fact that Prisma has two ways of doing relationships: explicit relationships and implicit relationships. Explicit, many to many. Explicit, you were right there. So apparently this is how you do explicit many to many relationships, which is actually what I want. I'm just going to copy all this, move it up here. We've got person and pet. We're going to recreate those relationships that look something like this. And the problem, well, the reason being, the problem that I have is, that's not what I want. We'll go here. If I look at this, this database table, column, table. If I look at this table and I know that it maps a person to a pet, that's one thing. And as far as Prisma is concerned, it can handle that fine because it maps everything through models and like TypeScript. Like you never actually see this. If you ever actually want to look at the database information, I will show you Nugget. You want to see Nugget? We can see Nugget. Why not? Instagram.com/nuggetthemighty, boy. Look at this. Look at this cutie. Look at that dog butt. It's pretty great. Pretty great little doggo. Yeah. I will do that at some point. Okay, so I also really want to check out that in-memory file system thing, because that sounded pretty cool. Like the in-memory uploads that Remix has. That's pretty handy. So anyway, getting back to this Prisma thing, right? This is not helpful at all. Like, this doesn't tell me what either of these things are. So let's do an explicit relationship and fix that. And I'm going to once again blow away all of the info in my database and start from scratch here in a minute. I should probably create some sort of like seed file too. That's like, here's a bunch of fake data. Okay, let's see. What am I doing? Yeah, not looking at this, not looking at that. We're looking at the schema. That's right. So we've got person, which has an ID and a name, and then categories on post. Right, so I need to explicitly create this sort of thing here. That's going to have a relationship between a person, and that's going to be the owner, and that's going to be the person ID, which is a string, and the relation fields here is the person ID and references so person ID here references the ID field on the person object. I think I got that right. Don't need this assigned. Don't need this assigned by. I don't know about these, so we'll see about what these do. That may be just the naming convention for it. And then we're going to have category. Category. This is going to be pet, please, pet. And we'll capitalize pet there. Cool. This should be pet ID. And now it's complaining. Owner and model. Your FK constraint. You know why? I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. I have no idea what you're trying to say there. But we'll see. Let's see if I can get this right. What is this complaining about? Error field owner in model. First of all, this should be what is it? Person on pet, I think. Person on pet. The relation field owner on model person on pet is missing an opposite relation field to the model person. Okay. The relation field pet, which is this field, yes, on model person on pet is missing an opposite relation field. Ah, yes, that's because, cool, got it. So this owner should have person on pet, and this pet should have person on pet. Booyah! Got it. foreign characters outside of UTF-8. But I don't know what you're actually trying to say, though. Okay, so we have explicitly added our many-to-many relationship between person and pet. And we need to add another relationship between uploads and pets. So one pet can have one upload. So that should be fine. Insert into alternative title, ISO, movie ID. It fails because of the character inside title. You can maybe do a transform so that you like clean those characters or transition them. I don't know. You can make it maybe be not UTF-8 and a different language or a different, what is it? Character encoding. Okay, next thing's next. The uploads, that's right. Uploads. A person should probably have an upload. So let's go with like image is going to be an upload. Reference an upload somehow. And this is saying a model person is missing opposite field. Either run Prisma format or add it manually. So an upload, how do I want this to work? The uploads don't care about the people. How do these relationships work? I mean, this is kind of telling me that like person would be person, right? No. What is this saying? No. Ah, it's just telling me that I need to like is missing an opposite relation field on the model. So I think maybe I need to do something like this, right? Where what is it? Owner, this would be image ID is going to be a string and that's going to be a relationship towards the field. Ah, no, I have this backwards. There we go. And that should be, this is image ID. And this should be image ID. Nope, got it wrong. Okay, image ID should reference the upload ID. All right, let's do explicit one-to-many relationships. Let's go one to one relationships. Okay, should look like this. Is this not what I just did? User profile. Okay. Multi-field relations in relational databases. One-to-one relations in the database. 5 viewers. Thank you. Your follows. I think I'm doing all right. I got plenty of people watching my streams. Okay, this is I think what I want. But it's strange to me that a user, like the foreign key should really only exist on, I guess, is essentially what they're describing here, right? Is I can say a person can be a person, and that actually, that's it, that just fixed the problem. That seems to have just fixed the problem. And I can also annotate the other side of the relation. Huh. Okay, I think that fixed it. Thanks, Prisma. So I actually don't want that to be, or I guess I do want that to be on the person. Let's clean this up a bit. Didn't want that. No, please stop. There you go. Clean that up a bit. And then I want to do the same thing on the pet. So then pets can have images and people can have images. So we're going to do this and this. This is going to be pet. That's going to be pet. Tab, tab. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay. Okay, so I think, let's see, do I need, yes, I need that. I've got that. Cool, so a pet can have that. All right, let's see if we can start this from scratch. Let's go to our code base. Let's delete our database. Here we go, Stony. Let's make sure that I don't mess things up again. Let's delete our migrations. We're gonna keep the schema file, the schema.prisma file, and then what do I need to do next? I guess I can delete these calendar events because those aren't actually a thing. Let's go let's rebuild Prisma. npx Prisma migrate init. No. Prisma migrate dev. Cool. Enter a name for my new migration. We're going to call it init. Database is now in sync with my schema. Running generate. Generating Prisma client. Cool. That's really cool that it generates a Prisma client, deploys it to the node modules so that I have it available. Pretty cool. Save to Prisma at latest. Prisma client. Cool. We've got that. Which means I should have a new database file. And if I reopen my old database thing, and there we go. We've got our uploads folder. We've got our pet folder that shouldn't have anything in it. We've got our person folder, shouldn't have anything in it. We've got our person on pet, which now more appropriately named, or has a more appropriately named person ID and pet ID. It's kind of a, Let me ask you this. You SQL people that are on the stream and interested in participating. If you do SQL with JavaScript specifically, do you write your column names in camel case or snake case? Or a different sort of case, like Pascal case or screaming snake case? Because it's interesting to me how much the JavaScript paradigms have like infiltrated into some of the database conventions. For example, having all of these models be uppercase in the tables, and then having all of the columns be camel case. Curious to hear your views on that. But with that there, let's go back to our app. Let's start our app, npm run dev. And we are making some progress today. I did not think we were going to get this far. Let's go home. We have no pets. How sad. Let's go to create. Let's add one. We'll add nugget, of course. Type is going to be dog. Birthday I'm going to completely omit. Sorry, everything is taught to me as snake case columns. Yeah, same, snake case. Yeah, same. I never knew that about JSON, but I guess that I don't know if that is a convention for JSON. It is weird though, isn't it? Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is add this doggo. And now we have something else to deal with. When we run create, we need to do a couple of things. We need to add the image for the doggo. So when we create the doggo here, we have some other things. Image is that. Image ULID needs a different ID, which means we need to get that image form data, which what did that look like before? We had this information, right? And that information was coming from, the body? Yeah, we had the photo. Cool. What does this need to be? We need to connect or create. I think we just need to create it and connect it at the same time. So we need to connect or create. And then that's going to have a create where the details are going to look like something like this. We don't need the name or the type or the birthday. What we want is the photo information, which is going to be on disk, going to look something like this. Last modified. I don't think we need last modified. We don't need the WebKit relative path. We are going to want the file path. Interesting. I don't even know if I'm going to need that file path. We're probably going to want the size. We're going to want the type. We're going to want the name. And that should be a lot of information. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so when we do this, boy, Prisma really does a lot for you, doesn't it? So we're going to create a new image. We're going to add this doggo. We're going to create this image. It's going to need really from the body.photo.something. Don't need the file path after all. I probably want the size. I'm going to want the type. And I'm going to want the name. And the information I need is size, URL, and the person I don't need. So size, ID, size, body.photo.size. Did we not have the type on there? We didn't keep the type on there? Come on, Austin. Really? Just went through all that for that? Oh, where is it? Oh, I do have the type on there. Come on now. Where is it? Let's do this. Okay. URL is going to be the body.photo.path is not. It's actually going to be the name. We're going to construct this based off of slash upload slash body.photo.name. Somehow it knew that. And then the type is going to be, do I need the type? Can I have the type? Yes, I need the type and I need the name. Type, body photo type, name, body photo name. Why are you giving me a little name is deprecated? Oh, no, no longer deprecated. Cool. That's going to create this entry in the database, which is going to be the image, which is then going to connect it. I don't think I need to connect or create. I just need to create, right? And then it should connect it when I create it. So fingers crossed, this actually does the process of, where's my data? Safe parse body. Let's see if this actually removes the data so that I only have the stuff that I define in the object schema. So strip unknown. All right, let's see here. Create in create. Yeah, I want to create two. Oh, Stony, eagle-eyed, eagle-eyed stony eagles with those red eyes. Do I mean data? No, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, the TypeScript is not telling me so. So let's see, right? Let's find out. Okay, let's try and create this pet. So we're going to do Nugget, or I'm going to do Austin as a pet because what am I? I'm going to do a reptile. I'm not going to put my birthday, but I will put this image of me. And then we're going to add the doggo. Cool. So far, so good. Let's check our database and see what we've got. We've got database, we've got pet. Pet, we have one. Yes. Image ID, that's a good sign. Let's go to the upload, and it looks like we have the URL to uploads. This is looking pretty cool. One thing I'm not super excited about is this is a relative path. And we may also have want to support other URLs, but for now, let's just leave it. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go to the home page. Index.js, where we are listing the doggos, and we want this thumb to change to doggo dot, what do we have available? Doggo. Doggos doesn't know what it is. Why does doggos not know what it is? Doggos should totally know what it is. Data. What the heck? It should totally know that data. Oh, because it doesn't know what items. No, it does know what items in count are. Data. Items. There's an array of pets. Okay. So async loader. Huh. It should totally know what that is. At least it did at some point. All right, well, let's see what we can do here. We have the loader is the query. Let's get the contain search. No, let's do db pet find many of params where we need to do include image, please. Okay, that should get us some more data on the doggo image. Doggo.image.url, I think. Oh, look at that! First time, baby! Hell yeah. Oh, that is so cool. That is too cool. That is too cool. So, by doing things this way, we are going to also support a couple of things. I want to support uploading to remote paths as well, so that we can have like an object storage. This is annoying that it doesn't know what this is though. Items and count. But you know what? What did I use to make the cartooned version of myself? Let me see. There's a hot little tip here. Newprofilepic.com. Pretty cool little thing. I'll throw it in the chat as well. And then that like generates some weird things with like some little text on it. So then I also I also used this one called pfpmaker.com. I'll throw that in the chat. And that one can do like, takes a picture of you and can like stylize it. So I used one to make a cartoon version and the other to stylize the cartoon version. It's pretty cool. And now some company in Russia probably has my face. But, you know. Joke's on them. It's not a great face. All right. I think that may be as far as I'm going to get today. What I need to also do is add the owner creation. Man, they're going to be like the same form at the end of the day. That's all right. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it because this is a really good stopping point. Oh, what did we cover today? We covered the SVG stuff. We covered some file uploads. We covered some more database relation stuff in Remix and Prisma. I'm pretty happy with that. I didn't delete my Prisma schema. Stony, I do have a hot tip for you though. I have a really good tip for you. You remember that time that I accidentally deleted my database schema and then I had to like recreate it from memory or something like that? Let me show you something super cool. So I'm just going to do this with a fake file just in case I do totally blow something. But let's do stony.text, right? So and it's going to say like, hi, Stony, and then I'm gonna like close that, and then I'm actually gonna open it back up and say hi Stony with a bunch of exclamation points and save that and then close it. And then I'm going to delete this file. Oh no! I lost the file and I didn't have it in source control or version control or whatever. It's gone forever and I had a lot of like cool secrets in it. Hold on, because check this out. I can go to my timeline, right? And it's going to show me the timeline of the file that I'm currently in. So, oh, all right, well, you know, whatever. You already know, but I'm going to do it myself anyway. I can go back and do, what was it, stony.txt? Oh, no. .txt, and I can see, oh no, what did I call it? It must have been, was it stony.txt? Oh man, my example's not working. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, what if I do this, right? And we do hello, and I save it, right? Then I can see from when it was renamed to when it was saved, and then I can save it again. I think. I can save it again. No? Delete that. Well, something happened. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna delete this file. Okay. Yeah, I did this earlier. So give me one. Let me try this one more time. I'm going to create the file called stony.txt, and it's not in my timeline. That's a bummer. But I swear to Nugget that I did this earlier, and I deleted a file. I wonder if it's yeah, I don't know. I had deleted a file and then I brought it back and it had all of the history. Oh, was it in the right? Oh, you're right. Look at that. Look at that. I did put that one in the wrong directory. Man, I'm so glad that I have people watching my watching me fail. Okay, let's try this one more time. Let's go stony.txt and then come on, baby. Let me see that timeline. Oh, look at that. I can bring back where it was deleted. And I can revert, I think. I can go here. And I can revert to that, right? How do I restore it? There we go. Restore contents. Look at that. And now I'm back to stony.txt. I didn't have to write any of that. So how cool is that? I mean, I did, you know, the one time, but that's a hot tip. Pretty happy with that. I wish I knew that when I had deleted all of my other files, but you know, you win some, you lose some. So yeah, we covered some cool stuff. We covered that SVG stuff. That was cool. All right, Stony, you're super cool. We all get it. You're on the hot release radar and know things like a month before everyone else. Anyway, this project is coming along. I'm not in love with the design. Yeah, you're like a metronome that you swing between cool and turd. But really fast. Alright, that's going to be it today. I think we made some cool progress. We have a nice accessible website with some cool stuff going on. Is this actually making any network requests? Let me see. Network. Yeah, it totally is. Should probably optimize that too. Alright, but for now, that's it. I'm going to try and get some more designy, some better designy stuff in here because I actually don't really love this design. But that's as far as we're going. Rugmath, thanks for hanging out. It was good to have you on the chat. Stony, you too, as usual. Really appreciate that you hung out, and I feel like things are getting smoother with these. I'm starting to understand Prisma. I'm starting to understand Remix. I guess that's a big factor. And the rest is just implementing stuff that I already kind of knew before. So, yeah. I'm going to push these up, and whoever is interested in this, you're welcome to it. So let's see. Added file uploads and SVGs, baby. Oh crap, I probably shouldn't have I probably shouldn't have this in my Git history. No, let's add everything. Ah, no. Undo that, delete file. Come on. Well, I think it's in my Git history. Public uploads. Yeah, definitely in my Git history. Oh well. Cool. Let's go here. Let's push those up. And that is the show. Oh. Yeah, I totally could have. I totally could have reverted that. Whatever. That's the show. Who am I rating? Let's see. We've got Purple Elf. Purple Elf. Anyone else? Anyone that I haven't found? Theo? Let's roll the dice. Who wants to be the first to recommend a raid? You going to Purple Elf? Alright, let's go to Purple Elf. Gosh, I can never spell it right. Purple Elf. Hey, Austin Gill. They're alright. They're alright. When they can figure out what they're doing. Alright, let's go. Purple Elf, let's do this. Hee hee hee. And let's go. Catch you next time, folks.